get-go. I call James Wilde.
Thank you very much, Madam Deputy Speaker, and it's a pleasure to follow the Honourable Member for Shipley, and she made a powerful speech, particularly around the impact on her family. And nationally, as she said, over 1,600 people tragically lost their lives on our roads, and 60% of those fatalities happened on rural roads like those in northwest Norfolk. And indeed, in Norfolk, there's been a worrying rise with the largest increase in road casualties in 2024. It's a 17% increase in the number of people seriously injured or killed to 555. So I welcome publication of the government's road safety strategy and the ambition to reduce people killed or seriously injured by 65% by 2035. However, there are a few areas worth highlighting, particularly awareness of the highway code remains far too low and people don't refresh themselves on what's in the code, so that needs to be improved. Speeding, I'll give away briefly.
Thank you. I've been contacted in my constituency by driving instructors and cyclists in particular relating to the changes in the 2022 highway code rules, concerned that experienced drivers aren't aware of those changes. Would the honourable member agree that a greater awareness campaign would be welcome for experienced drivers in that regard?
In the context of this debate and other contact I've had from constituents, I've been refreshing myself, and I admit I hadn't done that before and should have done so. Awareness is important. Clearly, speeding continues to be a major cause of accidents, yet many residents, speed watch groups, parish councils tell me that the process for reviewing or reducing those speed limits on dangerous road is too slow and too expensive. So I look forward to the new guidance coming from the government on setting local speed limits to see that it actually leads to genuine improvements. And clearly changes need to be driven by evidence. In that context, I refer briefly to the proposal to reduce the the drink drive limit, and when offences are typically caused by people who've greatly exceeded the limit, not people who have potentially just had a pint. So I think we need to look at that very carefully. And when young people are already waiting too long for driving tests, I do have concerns that putting in place a minimum 6-month period for driving when people take intensive courses and can be good drivers as a result could make that situation worse. And a number of constituents I won't given the time, a number of constituents who ride horses have also contacted me with concerns about a lack of driver awareness and prevalence of speeding and dangerous driving. And they face heightened risk, particularly due to the limited number of bridleways, and the roads connecting bridleways have become more dangerous, with over 3,000 incidents in 2024, 80% attributed to drivers passing unsafely, and that's unacceptable, and that's why I'm supporting the proposals brought forward by the Honourable Member for Newbury, including setting a required speed and distance for passing horses and teaching equestrian safety and education. I hope the government will look favourably on those. And turning to a topic I've raised repeatedly in this House, the sentences for driving offences must be tougher. In 2022, Parliament legislated for a lifetime imprisonment maximum sentence for death by dangerous driving, yet in a constituency case of mine where 3 members of my constituents' families were killed, it shows that those sentences remain far too short. And dangerous driving should also deal with longer disqualification offences. Only less than 1% of those convicted of dangerous driving were banned from driving for life. So will the government commit to asking for a review of the sentencing guidelines for all dangerous driving offences and seeing how the sentencing guideline is actually applying those guidelines to reflect what we in this House consider is necessary? So this is a very important topic. Grateful to have had a brief opportunity to speak. I hope the Minister will respond to some of the points that I've made in the debate.